Good morning, and thank you for allowing me to present today to the Goshen Chamber of Commerce August 7th Roundtable meeting. Today, I'm going to be talking about online reputation and the importance it is to every local business. Before we begin and get into what online reputation is all about, I think it's important that we should first talk about online presence and what that means within itself. Online presence is any existence of an individual or business that can be found via an online search. Now, many times people do not realize that an individual alone outside of a business who is not active online but has an online presence as a member of an association such as the Chamber has a directory listing. For a local business, Google many times creates online presence without the business or business owner ever knowing that Google has created and set up an account for them. The reason Google does this is twofold. First of all, to expand the millions of businesses inside Google search, and Google's philosophy is that the more they can present to a viewer, the better off their search engine will be. And the second reason, and this is a very important reason that is the focus of today, it provides consumers the ability to rate and review a local business. Now, if you think about this and you're a local business, this system that Google has set up called a rating system, a business can't opt out of it. They can't say, hey, Google, I don't like that anymore. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want people to leave me reviews. That can never happen. And the place that people leave online reviews is referred to as Google My Business. And the acronym that techie people talk about is a GMB, which again is Google My Business. Now, Google My Business accounts are free, and once they are set up either by you or by Google, the business owner can monitor and somewhat control the Google My Business accounts. They can create posts there. They can add description. Of course, the reviews you can't control, but today we're going to go over a method, an automated process to help local businesses get reviews, and we're going to go into the importance of why reviews are so critically important. Now that we know from a standpoint of meaning what a GMB or Google My Business is, I'd like to have everybody take a look at what it looks like from the website. What does a GMB look like? And what better example to show is the Goshen Chamber of Commerce. The right area is in fact the entire Google My Business. And you can see that from that, it'll display an address, your hours of open, your phone number, directions, your website, and it will show what your Google score rating and how many Google reviews you have. Here is another example of an auto repair, happens to be in New Jersey, the same physical look and appearance. Joe Auto is 5-star, has only 3 reviews, but the important thing is that you can see on the bottom where the arrow is, it says own this business with a question mark. Now what that means is Joe probably does not know this exists. He has not claimed it, and there is a possibility of somebody in the high-tech arena of being fraudulent could take over and own Joe's Google My Business. So it's very important as business owners that we take a step back, we take a look at what our Google My Business looks like, and make sure that it does not say own this business. Now, the way to claim the business, it's very, very simple. You basically click on the link, and Google will walk you through the steps of claiming ownership to it. There are generally two ways that they do that. First is if the phone number is a valid business phone number, and you opt to say, call my business, Google will give you a 6-digit code to enter on the screen, and then you have claimed it. If the phone number, and again, it's sometimes Google does not have the phone number option, but the second option is Google will send a postcard to this business in 3 to 5 days with that same claim number. So it's not difficult, it's not complex, but I recommend that we take a look at the GMB of each of your businesses. Now, the question might come up, hey, I don't even know how to find it. The simplest way, in a Google search, enter your business name, potentially city and state, but that's not needed because you are searching from a geo area that Google knows where you are, but do not include a .com. So it's basically your business name, city and state, and you should find your Google My Business. If you don't have one, you will need some sort of a Google account, whether it's a Gmail, whether it's a Google Share, Google Docs, and you can create your own GMB if Google has not taken the time to create one for you. Here is another viewpoint of a Google My Business, but it's actually showing multiple companies based upon the search that I did. Now here in this case, my search was a generic appliance repair Las Vegas. So these 3 GMB or Google My Business would allow me to look at each one of them. I could look at their review rating, I can look at the number of reviews, and potentially decide what business that I would want to go and utilize. Now I'm going to see if this screen opens up here, and we're going to do a live search. Now this is a live search for appliance repair in Goshen. And here on the left-hand side, we can see the various businesses that Google has presented to us as a match to our search term. In the center area, you've got a map of push pins showing you from a geo standpoint how many appliance repair are in this area. Now, if we take a look, we can scroll down and we can find, let's say, Jones Service. Jones Service has a 4.9 Google ranking with 1,229 reviews. Do you think this honest and fair appliance repair with a 4.4 and 7 reviews is going to compete with Jones Service? So we need to take a look at where we are positioned and how strong and how many reviews and what our ranking is. And without monitoring or taking a look at this, there is a good potential that these businesses may be losing sales without even knowing it. Now take a look at Honest and Fair Appliance Repair. He's got 1 review, and I would guess that this review is probably a very, very old review. And we can see here that this 1 review was 8 months ago. So the question would come in mind to a consumer deciding whether they wanted to use this service. Why has nobody else thought enough to leave a review for Joe? And again, we're going to go into some of the mechanics of how we can get reviews and how we can increase our chances of getting more business and being on focus with monitoring and potentially adding reviews from clients. Okay, so I do want to go over some of the other aspects that Google uses in deciding where in this ladder structure a business is. And the goal when somebody puts a key term word search is to come up as high as possible so that people don't have to continually scroll to find your business. And there are basically 9 factors that Google holds very highly in this rating system. Can everybody still hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. So the first one, and this has always been the first throughout the years of Google's existence, is content. Content is king, and that is the single most important aspect. Now, the other 9 are very important to somebody who you might hire to help your business from a search engine optimization standpoint, and that term is called SEO. And they include backlinks, where other companies might be listing your business, and that adds ranking to you. That's backlinks. Is your website mobile friendly? How fast do the pages load? And then we get into some more complex things: schema code, brand power, social signals, the name of your domain, HTML, and user experiences. Now, I want everybody to keep and remember every one of these 9 points, because I'm going to go over every one of them. Absolutely not. I'm only going to talk about the single first one, which is content. And as the gurus say, content is king. So from today's presentation, the other 8, we can just put in our back pockets and probably never even talk about them. Now, although the gurus tell you that content is very important, but they don't tell you that content is measured in a variety of different forms. When people think about content, they think about the written words on their website. And a SEO or search engine company will try and optimize the content so it better matches what the Google search is. But that is not the only facet to getting a high ranking. Now, based upon what I've shown you, how many here think online reviews are important? And we can raise our hand, we can say, nah, I'm not too interested in it, but reviews are absolutely important. And one of the reasons is that Google actually treats online reviews as content. And that is something that is extremely important in helping your business shine and be more focused in a Google search as far as whether you're on page 1 or page 31. And another area of content is reviews, videos. And we will go over those. We posted some review videos for the Chamber of Commerce that helps in the ranking process. Now, from a standpoint of just looking at the screen here, if you had to choose between an appliance repair, the first one with 70 reviews, or the second one with 30 reviews, it's pretty obvious in my mind who you would choose, and it's not going to be the second one. Bright Local, which is an independent survey company, every year puts out a survey, and some of these survey statistics are pretty amazing. And I just want to go over them pretty quickly and not all of them in detail. 86% of consumers read reviews for local businesses. Consumers read on average 10 online reviews before feeling able to trust a local business. Now, what happens if a business only has 3 reviews? The chances are that the consumer is going to move to the next business and want to read more reviews. 40% of consumers only take into account reviews that were written in the past 2 weeks. And that's up from 18% last year. 2017, this 2-week period was 90 days. So consumers are very focused not only on how many reviews you have, not only on how good they are, but how recent they are. So these factors are pretty much forcing local businesses to really focus and take a look at how good they are doing from the reputation standpoint of reviews. 57% of consumers will only use a business if it has 4 or more stars. So again, if you have a 3.7, there's a good chance that the consumer is going to only look at businesses with 4 or more stars. The other one that's pretty important, and we're just going to jump to it, is that 89% of consumers read the business's response to a review. So in other words, if you get a review from a customer and they say, oh, thank you for the great service, it's a pleasure working with you, the business owner should once a week, once a month, log into their Google My Business account, and the business owner can actually respond to each and every one of the reviews that they get. And more consumers are actually seeing how the business interacts with their customers that are leaving good or maybe not so good reviews. So responding to them is a very important thing to keep in mind. Basically, every business fits into 3 categories. The first category is a business that has no reviews. The second category is a business that has negative reviews. And the third category is a business that has positive reviews, but no process of getting new reviews on a regular basis. And today we have a solution to help you get reviews on a regular, consistent, proactive basis. Now, you can see here, this is the Goshen Chamber of Commerce. The reviews are pretty frequent. 2 weeks ago, review was left, and there was a response. Thank you so much. And every review that is left on the Goshen Google My Business section, Barbara or Lisa responds to them. And that's very, very important. Okay. Again, here's a business that has 5-star review. They've got 5 reviews. They've got a 5.0 ranking, but they're a year old and 2 years old. And again, consumers only look at and show trust and value and worth in reviews that are within 2 weeks old. So that's a very, very important aspect of it. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Every business needs to be getting positive reviews on a consistent basis. And that's where, with the help of your chamber, we come in. If you want to stay ahead of your competition, your business needs a credible, positive, and current reviews. And we have today a review platform that we're like to present and announce to you. It's affordable. The ability to process reviews is automated, and it directly goes to your Google My Business account. The platform looks pretty much like this. On your phone, on your desktop, or any mobile device, we create what's called as a portal. And it's a review platform portal that the business owner needs to enter only in the person's name, email address, and mobile phone number. The reason that we're asking for the email address and for the mobile phone is because when the business owner sends this request to a customer, they're going to get an immediate text message with a link to leave a review. If they are on their phones and they're checking their email, they will also get an email of this same link to leave a review. When the consumer gets it, they're going to get this screen here, and it's going to be pre-populated with the customer's name, email address, and mobile phone number, and all they would need to do is rate the business 1 through 5. Now, our tool has a internal process that if somebody leaves a 1, 2, or a 3-star review, we actually direct them to an internal page where they can discuss their problems, they can vet their issues. It's not going to go to Google Direct, but the business decision maker will immediately get a text message saying, Rick Scherer left you a 1 out of 5-star review. He said your coffee is cold and he's never coming back. The text message will allow the business owner to resolve an issue before it escalates. They can get on the phone and say, hey, Rick, I'm sorry for the coffee. To come back for a free coffee every day. So they can actually help control and minimize a situation before it escalates. A 4 or 5-star review immediately goes to your Google My Business account and shows up as a review. Now, the fact that we have a little link on the bottom here that says leave review, it's probably hard to see, but the arrow here will point to it. That, by regulation, we must put there to be totally compliant with Google. And the fact that we have that there, and if somebody wants to leave a 1 or a 2-star review, they can go to that link directly. And again, that keeps us totally in compliant with Google. Once they leave the review, it'll automatically show up on the Google My Business account, and that will be, it's instantaneously, but Google likes to take their time in updating the number. So if we had a 41 and somebody left immediately a review, it would still say 41, but the review would actually be posted right into the content. Are there any questions at this point?
Rick?
Yes.
So we do have a question. George?
I can't hear. I'm sorry.
I thought you said yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. He said, why, the Google My Business, why would anyone want to own that besides the owner? It seems like a sinister move.
Well, that's exactly the reason, a sinister move. If they wanted to change the phone number to their business, leave the address, and hopefully do some sinister things by capturing your customers. So it's not something that happens often, but the potential exists if the business is unclaimed. There are many hackers out there that do a lot more sinister things than capture Google My Business accounts, but that does exist as a potential threat. And it's a free account, and there is no reason, knowing that it's not claimed by a business, to go out and claim it. That answer your question?
We have another question. And that's what I'm saying. So I just did that. Yeah. So Kathy Esteganga with the Blooming Grove Chamber of Commerce, she just reiterated what you said about claiming the Google My Business.
Ah, okay. Excellent. Excellent.
We have another question.
Sure.
At what point does a review become libelous? If, for example, there was really no facts to it and it wasn't a true review, at what point does it become, does it no longer affect your Google My Business?
If I'm understanding this, if somebody leaves a review that apparently does not pertain to your business and has nothing to do with your business, is that the question?
More so like if someone is like angry, is a former employer, revenge, and they decide to just go in there and be spiteful and put a terrible review that has no basis.
Google is very sympathetic to negative reviews that are intimidating and that potentially violate their code as far as good conduct. We had a situation where in Arizona, there was a dentist that a competitor had a variety of people leave 20 negative reviews. And we were able to get on the phone, actually respond to every single one of those, claiming that you were never a client, this is malicious, and Google did take them down. If somebody does have a legitimate issue and it's relative to your business, true or not, there's not a good chance that Google will take that down. But the fact that the business owner responds to it in a professional manner, saying that, your claims are unjust, you are a bittered employee. This way, a consumer will see the review and they'll see your response and say, hey, that person, has a something against this business, and that should be taken outside and personal, and I'm not going to even think about that. So there are ways, and specifically to the way the business owner responds to it.
I had, there's a review on ours, star or 2-star, it was, and they wrote, it was, and so I replied, even though it had nothing to do prior to me, but I went in there and said, I'm not sure what it is. Here's my number. But the person might be anything that happened in Goshen. We don't know. But it's still there. It still lives in my reviews after all these years.
So I think the question might be, if you get a negative review, how long will it stay there? It'll stay there forever. But the balance is the more 5-star reviews that you get will bring that from a timestamp lower and lower and lower and lower in the myriad of reviews that you have. Obviously, if you have 1 or 2 reviews and you get a negative and that's the 4th review and that's all you have, there's no place for them to move down until you aggressively get more and more and more positive reviews, burying that. However, the effect of a negative review has a much higher negative value than a positive review. So it's not an equal balance. You might need to get 10 positive reviews to offset 1 negative from the rating system of 1 through 5. Any more questions, Barb?
I think we're good. You can continue.
Okay. Our review tool is pretty unique, and it is very, very beneficial to a service-oriented business, because that business can actually have every one of their technicians, if it's a service business, with the portal on their phone, and each one of them independently, as they repair something for a client, they can ask for a review. And it says it's a one-time single fee. It's not as though the business owner is paying, a portal on my phone, a portal on 7 or 8 of my sales techs. So it's a one flat price, and it's an extremely affordable price. We even have clients that are utilizing the tool not on a one-on-one with a customer, but idle office workers are calling up previous customers, asking if they'd like to leave feedback. And the most important thing to keep in mind, if a request to leave a review or feedback comes as a solicitation where the client is not expecting it and not potentially wanting it, and you haven't asked for it, the results are not going to be nearly as good if the business owner on a one-to-one after a close of a sale simply ask, would you like to leave our business some feedback? And more than likely the customer is going to say yes. And again, name, email address, and mobile number, click a button, your job is done. Now, we all know that if you ask somebody without an automated proactive tool, the customer more than likely is going to say yes. But it's sort of like in school when the teacher gives a student an assignment or a piece of paper to give to your parents. The moment they walk out of that school doorway, it's like a magnet and everything gets sucked out of their brain. Life happens. You've got, and the moment they leave your business, the intentions are good and they were probably sincere, but now they've got to go on their computer. They've got to locate your business. They've got to find your Google My Business. They got to leave you a review. And sometimes more than them doing it is they just don't do it. And our tool, which is proactive, automated, and easy to use, is a more reliable way to get online reviews. Okay, getting into the nuts and bolts of it, based upon everybody within the Chamber of Commerce as a member, we have a tremendous valued offer, and it's a 38% discount off of the regular price of $97. It comes out to be about, actually less than a cup of coffee in the morning. The review tool has a monthly cost of $60. That's about, actually it's $1.97 a day. And this tool will help local businesses get better results, get found more on Google, get more reviews, and will help to build a solid online reputation. Now, I think, Barbara, can you show your phone from the icon link and not from the card? I don't know if anybody has not seen what the review tool looks like from a mobile device.
Okay, I'm sure that. But whenever I ask, whenever I'm done with a member or whatever, this is what it looks like on my phone, where I put the information like he requested, and then I send it to send me a review. It's very easy to use. My only struggle is that I sometimes forget to do it. But that's part of the getting into the process, the mindset of asking for your email and what we saw. Okay, Rick.
All right. All right. Are any questions about the review tool? I probably can show you some screenshots of how it works. But we actually have a Roundtable special bonus that any member of the Goshen Chamber of Commerce that decides that they want to use the review tool, that it's economically affordable and it has value to your business, we are actually going to create 16 review videos branded to your business for free. And that's if we have a sign up within the next 10 days. And that has about $1,100 value, believe it or not. And this on the right side is an example of what a review video looks like. Not only does it have the video, but it has all of your content related to your business. And this, as I mentioned earlier, is content to Google. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually share the screen here and bring this up. And let's do this.
We love sharing good news, so when one of our customers says something great about us and experiences our 5-star customer service, we have to share it. Here's what one of them had to say. This review is a powerful testament to our policies and procedures that ensure every customer gets a 5-star experience with us. As you can see, we truly appreciate our valued customers by paying attention to their needs and putting them first, each and every time. We think this feedback proves that. We take pride in our service being rated 5 stars. We are very loyal to our customers, and in return, we have incredibly loyal customers. See, and you'll be amazed. If we can help you or the people you care about, don't hesitate to call the number on your screen. Thank you for spending a bit of time with us. We hope to see you again soon.
And that we post to our Google YouTube channel. Now, YouTube is actually owned by Google, and the fact, like I said earlier, that we actually take the time to write the review in a textual form. We then tie it to your business, and this is called the NAP, name, address, and phone number. And Google then says, okay, we need to tie this back to your Google value and presence online, increasing your online reputation. Okay, any questions about that? And again, we are actually giving 16 of these review videos coupled to a subscription to the online review tool, which is $1.97 a day. Anybody interested, we can have Barbara will pass out a link. Let's see what we've got here and moving forward here. All right. We are going to talk a little bit about the PWA, and I know we're running tight on time today, but has anybody not seen the Goshen mobile app, the PWA, or have we all seen it and we have it on our phones? The Goshen PWA, which stands for Progressive Web App, is a web app that can be installed on any device, whether it's an Android, Apple iOS, or actually works on a desktop. And some of the benefits of a mobile PWA is that it doesn't require downloading from the Apple Store or the Google Store. It doesn't take up any space on your phone like the other hundreds of apps you might have. It emulates the business's website and can be updated automatically when, let's say that the chamber updates its events every month. The mobile app actually picks up and updates those immediately. One of the single most important things is that the PWA can utilize something called push notification. And everyone that has the app installed on their phone, 3 or 4 Fridays ago at the market, when it closed at 2 p.m. because of the 100+ degrees, Barbara was able to send out a push text that notified the members that, hey, we're generally open till 5. We're closing at 2, so make sure you adjust your time schedule, and we don't want you coming down to a closed event. Very, very powerful. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Barbara, do we want to get some reviews today?
I would love that.
All right. There's 2 things that I would like everybody to do on their phones here. And this is not doing anything negative. Can we actually open up our settings on our phone? That should be a gear. And I'd like you to search in the magnify search area for something called NFC, which stands for near field communications. And if we could make sure that's on your phone. So again, we're going to go and click on the gear, and we're going to go to settings. We're going to tap the magnifying glass or type in the search box, N as in Nancy, F as in Frank, C as in Charlie. And what we want to do is we want to turn on that NFC feature. All right, if that's done, and I don't know.
Hold on 1 second, Rick.
Okay.
I'll show you. So go to the settings, and then you see the magnifying glass. If I just search magnifying glass somewhere in your settings. Okay. Well, do you not have a magnifying glass in you? All right. Well, in your search, type in NFC. It's not working on an iPhone, Rick.
An iPhone, if it's an iPhone 7 or lower, it's not going to work. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do we have a few people that have Androids and that are successful with that?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, we
All
did.
right. All right. What I'd like Barbara to do here is she's got a magic, what I call it a magic swipe card, and swipe to impress with a goal. And what I'd like Barbara to do is take the card that says feedback and see if you could swipe it on the back of somebody's phone.
It's got an Android.
Or maybe demonstrate it on yours. All right, Barbara, let's try and demonstrate the card that says PWA. If Barbara would like to share the PWA or show it to you or actually put it on your phone, she would take the second card, swipe the back of a phone, and it literally would open the mobile PWA.
That way I can, instead of saying to people, go to connect.goshennychamber.com to bring, because a lot of times people go, I can't figure it out, I have an Android, I have a Safari. Now I have the card where I can swipe it and just put it right on your phone. Yes. Apple. Does the iPhone have to be an 8 or above?
It has to be the iPhone 8 or above, or if they have a 7, all they need to do is open their camera. They don't need to take a picture, and you have to show them the flip side of the card, which is a QR code on their camera without snapping a picture, and that will do the same thing.
Does anybody want to try? You have a 7? The outer box is fine. Seven or 6, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, we're testing it now, Rick.
Okay.
Okay. The camera? Does she open her camera?
Yeah, I opened the scan.
Oh.
Yeah, you can open the camera, but the camera's where. And the one got the key scope. Yes, I just pushed that.
This QR code.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. All right. So
Now these swipe cards, from a technology standpoint, they're going to evolve a lot more. And they're pretty amazing in technology, what they can do. Let's assume that you were a restaurant owner and you wanted to show a customer a coupon if they came back. All you would need to do is swipe the back of the card and that would appear on their phone. Now, these are totally programmable to open up Facebook, LinkedIn, to actually open up your Facebook private chat. So let's assume you connected with somebody and they said, hey, let's connect on Facebook private messenger. You wouldn't have to tell them your name. You wouldn't have to write down anything. You swipe their phone and your Facebook messenger will open up on their phone with a little hand waving, which is the first connection. And all they need to do is say hi, and you are connected with them. These cards can be programmed remotely without having them to be brought back to a physical location. I literally can change the cards that Barbara has right now to point to Google, to point to a restaurant, to point to anything that we talk about and she would like it to do. Very powerful cards, very powerful. That concludes my presentation. I want to thank everyone here today, both live and virtual, that will be on the playback, and allowing me to share everything I did today with you. If there are any questions, I certainly will entertain them, but you will hear more about through the chamber about the review tool. Some bits of information that we went over here will be available, how you can get the review tool, how we can actually start to talk about the value, and how businesses can begin to use the swipe card technology. All of that will be coming to you through Barbara.
Okay, Rick, we do have a question. So the first question is, do you provide a copy of this presentation?
Yes, I can and will.
And the second question is, for a smaller business, do you have like a referral program that would potentially make it more affordable for a smaller business, or just pay by referral? That might be something maybe you want to talk to him directly.
Yeah, we can further talk about, if we're talking about the review tool, we sell regularly to retail customers for $97. So the 38% discount as a member is a very, very high and deep discount. And the $60 is probably, well, it's certain that that is the minimum that we can actually afford to sell these review tools based upon the maintenance of the server and the upkeep. And it comes out to $1.97 a day. From a mindset of a business, I think you might want to ask yourself, what is the value if this tool only got you one new customer a month? Is there a value to what your customers bring to you versus the offset of the review tool? Now, the review tool is a monthly subscription, but there's no contract. If you said, let's see how this is going to work for the next 2 months, and it turns out that you weren't using it, you didn't feel comfortable asking for reviews, then the tool is not going to be a fit for you. So this can be canceled at any time. It's not that we're saying, hey, sign up for a year or 6 months. It has to work for you. You have to feel comfortable with the tool. You have to understand and use it correctly. I've got a client who's utilizing the tool, and their understanding of using it correctly is after hours, they take 40 of their customers, they put in their mobile numbers, and they send them out. It doesn't work that way. The customer wasn't asked. The customer is not going to, respond to an unsolicited text message. They're going to delete it. So if it's done with a one-on-one, if it's on the phone and you ask for some feedback and the customer knows it's coming, it works perfectly. But again, it's got to be a fit for your business. You have to be comfortable with it. You got to remember to use it. And it has tremendous value in what I explained today, and the importance of getting more reviews, positive reviews, and on a frequent basis.
We have another question, Rick.
Expire, you decide not to use your services any longer.
Did you hear that?
No, I'm sorry.
She asked, so let's say after 2 months they decide they no longer want or can use the service, what happens to the YouTube videos that were created?
Oh, they'll stay there forever. we don't take back what we give you. That's yours. But from a ranking standpoint, when we produce these videos, it's a very strong and positive chance that, and they will come up on Google's first page when they do a search for your business, but over time, the reviews will drop deeper and deeper because that's the algorithm with Google. But those reviews we post to our channel, once we create them, they're out there. We're never going to take them down. They're yours. They're going to stay there.
One question? So the question is, the cards, are they programmable to send clients to either a Facebook or an Instagram account?
The cards, you can actually swipe to open your Facebook account. You can swipe to open your Instagram account. Yes. They can literally point to any web address, any URL, and any page specific on a website. For example, if you wanted one programmed specifically to the Goshen Chamber of Commerce events page, that could be programmed and swiped so that when you're talking to a member or otherwise, you can swipe it and bring up specifically the event page. You can bring up a subscription page. You know, sign up here and we'll send you more information. They can be programmed literally to any URL.
Any questions? Thank you, Rick. I think we're set. We appreciate the presentation. I'm going to try to get some reviews.
Do that. Appreciate that. And now I think it's time for some good coffee.
Bye, Rick.
Okay. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day. And any questions, Barbara has my number. We can communicate, connected, and answer anything you might have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rick.
All righty. Bye-bye now.